Hi everyone, um, welcome to this video on declaring variables in JavaScript. My name is Ademola and I'll be guiding you through this topic. In this video, we will cover the basics of variables in JavaScript, including the different types of variables, how to declare them, and some best practices. So for us to be guided, I would like to type what we are trying to explain today. And like I said we'll be um, talking about declaring variables in JavaScript. Okay, so declaring variables, sorry, variables in JavaScript. Okay, and yeah, so we said we'll be talking about the different types, which is the different types of um, variables in JavaScript. About different types of variables in JavaScript, and also we'll be talking about um, how to declare variables. Okay, how to declare variables in JavaScript. Right. So first, let's explain what a variable is. So what is variable? In programming, a variable is a container that stores a value. You can think of it as a label box where you can store your values. Okay, so variables are essentials in JavaScript because they allow you to store and manipulate data. Okay, so that's it. And yeah, types of variables in JavaScript. So in JavaScript there are three main types of variables in JavaScript. So we have the variables of var, we have the variable of let, and also we have the variable of const. Okay, so those are the three main types of variables in JavaScript. So I think as far as I know, that also applies to almost all programming languages like C Sharp, C++, C, TypeScript, which is also a subset of JavaScript itself, and Python, etc. So these main types are, like I said, var. Var is the oldest version of declaring a variable in JavaScript. Like it was introduced before before ECMAScript 2015, which is also known as ES6. Okay, I said ECMAScript, ECMA script 2015, and also known as ES6. Okay, so there is also let, which is a newer version, and also const. There's also const. So both let and const are introduced in ECMAScript 2015, which is also known, as we said, as ES6. So both let and const. So for me in JavaScript and to all developers out there, I think var is a bit outdated. So the best way to declare variables these days is using let and const, because let kind of do the same job as var, but they are just different. There are just a little difference between let and var, which happens to be in the scope of both of the variables. Okay, so now let's dive into each of the variables to understand them better, which is how to declare those variables in JavaScript. Okay, so but if you enjoy my explanation so far, please subscribe, because this is a new channel and what I will be doing is teaching JavaScript from basics to advanced. So following this channel will allow you to see all contents I'll be uploading subsequently. Okay, so var, as I said, is the older way of declaring variables in JavaScript. It was introduced in the first version of JavaScript, that was before ECMAScript 15, like I said. Var declares a variable that can be reassigned. So when you assign a variable with var, it can be reassigned to another value. Okay, so let me say, for example, okay, we can say for example, sorry, for example, okay, so I can say var name is equal to Ademola, right? And if we console log, yeah, so that you can understand this and be able to see results, I have Quaker.js installed on my VS Code for us to see the results of our console log and other things that we will be doing in this particular video. Okay, so if I console log name, you can see that we have Ademola, okay, which is the value that we assign the variables. Okay, so but like I said, a value that is declared with var can be reassigned, okay, to another value. So I can say name equals to, you can see that it automatically is an empty string now, even though we have name Ademola here. Okay, so I can reassign the value to add more tech media. Okay, so and we have the value here. So that is how var works. Okay, so var has a function scope, but that is not included in this video. All explanation about variables variables scope will be explained in my next video, so stay tuned to that, and don't let us rush things, as I want to take you from basics to advanced. Okay, so let's, if we move to let's, okay, here we can comment this out. Okay, that's pressing control slash. Okay, so that's how you comment out a code in JavaScript. Okay, so let's also talk about let. Okay, so for let was introduced in ECMAScript 2015, like I said, which is also known as ES6, as said earlier. Okay, so let declares variable that can also be reassigned like var, but var is function scoped, while let is block scope. Okay, so that is the major difference, and that's why most developers should adopt using let instead of var, right? Because you can yeah, you can do a reassign without knowing, and that can actually lead to code break. Okay, so for that we can use the above example for var. We can say let, but now we are changing it to let. We can say let okay, I don't want to use name again because I already, okay, but then we can comment this out, control slash. Okay, I'll say name equal to Ademola. Then we can console log name, and we get Ademola just like in the var. And we can also reassign it by saying name equals add more tech media. All right, so yes, so that is how to declare variables in JavaScript. Okay, and also we have we have the const. Okay, const is also introduced with in ES6, like we said, but unlike the previous two, which is the let and the var, one, you can declare it. Once you declare a const variable, it cannot be reassigned. So that is the major difference between all of these variables in JavaScript, how to declare variables. Okay, so for example, let me use an example. Let me say const. All right, I know you are following this, and you are going to take a lot of things away if you are a beginner just starting to learn JavaScript. I think this tutorial will be the best you have ever seen. Okay, because it will introduce you to how to declare variables, the variables that we have, and there's also explanation around how these things work and the history behind them. Okay, so we can do const, then I can say name equals Ademola. Okay, then I can console log it, console log name. Yes, we get our normal Ademola because this is how to declare a variable in const. But if I try to do what I've been doing to others by trying to reassign it to another value, you see that immediately I use um, the assignment operator, it tells me that assignment to constant variables, which is an error. You can see that it is highlighted in red. Okay, so that means that this is going to give us an error. So I don't think I need to go further, but yeah, so that you have all the understandings that you need. Okay, so yes, so in a code this will cause an error, and that error is what you are seeing on the um that's what you are seeing on the screen. Okay, yeah, yeah. So that's it. That's all the explanation. But then so before we leave on this, I would like to show you some of the best practices, like I said from the introduction. Okay, so I would like to share some of the best practices for you. So far you have declared a variable listing var. You'll use the var keyword followed by the variable's name. So if you are trying to declare any variable, you will need to um, use the keyword. The keywords are the types of variables that we talked about, and you can use an assignment operator to set it, which is a variable name. Okay, by the variable name, and the same goes for other ones, which are let and const. Okay, so there are keywords in JavaScript that allows you to assign a value to a variable. Okay, so of a variable. Okay, so that's some of the explanation for that. Okay, so I would like to also discuss some best practices. Like I said, when declaring a variable, when you are declaring a variable, like I said, so you should always use meaningful name. That is non-negotiable. That is non-negotiable. Use because the first attribute of a good software developer or an engineer is to write a code that not just computers understand, but code that humans can understand easily, because you are not going to be the only one working on the project. You are not going to be the only one to work on the project, and many people might want to add things, add features, make it make your code better. They need a code that they can understand to be able to do whatever they want to do, because they're not the one that originally write the code. You can understand it being the person that wrote those codes, but it is best for you to write a code that humans can understand, not just what the computers can understand. Okay, so like I said, if we want to put that into an example, so I can say const. If we are using a name, we want to know which of the name that we are using. You can say username equals to Ademola, right? So this actually makes more sense to anybody to know that okay, this is a username. But So this is like a very good practice. This is like best practice to declare a variable. But it becomes a bad one if you are using something like you, for example, yeah, for example, using you. So this is a very bad practice. Using this will make anybody that wants to read the code later after you have written it to kind of lost somehow, you know. So that's why I always advise beginners to learn how to use um, how to use meaningful name for their variables. Okay, so um another one, like it is okay, so it is also like I said, it's also best to avoid var keywords and use let and const in your code appropriately. Okay, so there are places you will need to use let, and there are places that need const, so that you don't mistakenly reassign the values that are not supposed to be reassigned. So that's why const is very, very important. Okay, so that's it. In my next video, I will be covering data types in JavaScript. We'll explore different types of data, including numbers, string, booleans, objects, etc. Okay, so and if you have any topic you want me to cover, you can let me know in the comment section, and the topic will with the most like. Okay, so the comment, the topic with the most like will most definitely win, and we'll try and make that video for you. Okay, so that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you in the next video.